afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for February 9th, Tuesday, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. Just wanted to give everybody a heads up on the website, weareonelightforall.net. We have the new parameters for iHercules for pets and dosages, and the link is at the top of the page. And we have all the different specials that are posted that are at the top of the page. You just click on that link and then click on more, and it'll give you all the different pages. So just a heads up for everybody that want to keep their pets around a lot longer. We now have the applications and the dosages for the iHercules for pets. A lot of the times you've heard the term, it's a gut feeling. It's just a gut feeling. There's something about this. And imagine if now there's a trick there, okay? And the trick is that a lot of times we're tricked in thinking that it's the heart mind, but it's actually the ego mind. So there's a differentiation there. You got to be aware of that and know where that frequency, that energy is emanating from. Is it the ego mind to the heart mind, or is it the heart mind? So when you listen to your gut, you begin to stop seeking for any guidance or answers outside yourself. You start to pay closer attention to what your intuition is telling you. This is your inner voice. It's not that loud, demanding voice. It's not that voice. This is much different. It's the soft, gentle whisper that knows where there is nothing to fear. Your intuitive wisdom is never wrong. So you can always trust it. But, you have there's that boisterous voice that comes in and tries to blow it away, which is the ego mind. That's when you doubt your own intuition. You ever done that? You go, I don't know. This seems to be this way, that way. Oh, well, never mind. And the initial intuitive part of you is that inner voice is always right, not through ego mind. And it's always available, and it can be found within the silence between each heart beat. And when you discover the sweet spot, you'll notice how satisfying it is. Just right there. Just remember that real listening skills always require the most radical patience you could ever imagine. A lot of us will, so much talking. Have you ever been in that situation and they're talking and they're explaining things, and you have attention on them for a bit, but then you go, wow, when are they going to stop talking so that I can say something here? And that's just about patience. And what you learn to do is you just kind of go, you just kind of let it flow. You don't let the ego mind come in and where you get hurried and you want to interrupt. I sat and listened to somebody for hours straight where they just talked. And I, didn't say a word. It was quite interesting, quite enjoyable. Always remember deep in your heart that all is well and everything is unfolding as it should. There really are no mistakes anywhere at any time. What appears to be wrong is simply your own false imagination. Perfection knows nothing about wrong and right, good and bad, happy and sad. It knows only itself as perfection. And you are that. Robert Adams. We live in a world that is literally filled with magic, divine intelligence, and perfect synchronicity. We all know that there is a higher power, a creative force, and an all-knowing energy flowing through everything. Yet, are we relishing in its magical flow all throughout the day? When we step back from our typical analytical busy mind, we can see that this conscious intelligence matrix that surrounds us is real and extremely alive. We are the living, breathing pulse of the ocean itself. There is no real separation from it or anything else. Unless we're caught up in the mind, flooded by thoughts and desires, only then are we blind to this divine perfection that is the cosmic makeup of our very soul. How do we know we are living in a state of synchronicity? When we're living in total synchronicity with life, everything works out in the most positive, easy, and effortless ways. You ever done that? You kind of said to yourself, wow, everything is just flowing, it's effortless. And you make a spontaneous appointment with a friend, and it becomes this perfectly coordinated event that fits intelligently together with all the other events of your day. Our everyday interactions with people simply flow in the most creative, expansive, and spontaneous ways. In each synchronistic moment, we feel tapped into the God source itself, having full access to an unlimited source of divine creativity. We might even reach an orgasmic feeling when living in a state of synchronicity for an extended period of time. I believe that the synchronicities that we experience in life are proof that there is a higher power and intelligence running through the show. Now, perhaps we are thinking of an old friend we haven't talked to for years, and on that day, they spontaneously text us a message or call us on the phone. Or perhaps throughout our day, we take a moment to stop and look at the clock, and it's exactly 1:11 or 2:22 or 3:33 or 4:44. And when we're aware of the signs, we begin seeing them wherever we are. Noticing the signs is a form of communication from the universal intelligence that we are on track and aligned with our soul's destiny. Then, when we suddenly get hit by a 30-second deja vu out of nowhere, we open the door to a psychic hiccup in the matrix, which awakens us to how everything is predestined, and we are following the destiny that our soul is here to experience and explore. It's truly magical, the connection that we can experience by aligning our mind, heart, and soul with this great universal intelligence. We can see the perfection within ourselves and how this is reflecting back to us in the universe, in this universe. Synchronicity is our most natural state, which is appropriately termed as supernatural. Okay? Synchronicity is our most natural state, which is appropriately termed as supernatural, because it is the greatest natural life experience we can access. There is a feeling of being one with the entire universe. And within this sensation, we discover our inherent ability to connect with our very own soul. Life is meant to be a spiritual experience. We are not supposed to miss out for one moment on the sweetest, most succulent part of it all. All of our souls want to wake up from the nightmare and realize how incredible and magical each moment of life truly is. This daily positive synchronistic miracle is our reward for opening up to our spiritual nature. If you feel stuck on this path, I'm going to share a couple of steps you can take to adjust your sails. First step, to experience the magic of synchronicity every day is letting go of any tight, contracted, or controlling relationship you have with time. Letting go of any tight, contracted, or controlling relationship you have with time. When schedules are too tight and there is no room to be spontaneous, it is harder to feel your intuition calling you in a certain direction. It can feel almost impossible to notice the magical synchronistic world around you when you're late for a meeting. By establishing a new relationship with the clock, you can become the master of it instead of it making a slave out of you. Just think about the day that you'll arrive on the time when you're going to leave the body, or as they say in this world, the deathbed. How will you want to look back at the way you lived your life? How do you want to feel as if you were rushing against the clock and a slave to time your entire lifetime? The initial step in letting go of time, which is not easy for many of us, is opening your mind, trusting the feeling of timelessness. And this basically feels like everything is going to be perfect, even if you're a few minutes late or a few minutes early. You're getting a taste of your soul, which is eternal, and feels as if you're carrying a deep feeling of trust in your body. This timeless trust allows you to relax and become attuned to your highest intuition. The body is relaxed, and the monkey mind is no longer in charge, allowing the heart to hear the divine guidance trying to poke through. Nothing matters so much that we should throw ourselves into a state of panic about it. No happening is so important that we should let ourselves be exiled from inner peace and mental calm for its sake. Paul Brunton. Now, the second step to living in complete synchronicity with life comes down to our willingness to stop any resistance, avoidance, or internal battle with this life. We simply have to get tired, or choose to get tired, of the struggle before we can completely surrender. It can come down to letting go of living in fear, being deeply aware when it's plaguing our emotions, and choosing to explore a complete and deep release of it. Once we trust, I emphasize the word trust, that our inner guidance is never wrong and is always showing you the way, we have nothing to fear anymore. Our guidance will notify us about the when, where, what, and how. Intuition is never wrong. It's only our mind's interpretation of it that can be off. We simply need to learn how to listen, and we will find, and everything always falls into perfect place. Whenever we worry, withhold love, or are living in a state of fear, we interact as if we are deaf, blind to the God. The mind is busy focusing on what we don't want to happen, worried it will happen, because we cannot stop focusing on it. As we keep putting energy into it, we become completely unaware of the ocean of love we are swimming in. If there was one thing that stopped us from knowing ourselves as synchronistic beings, it would be our mind's entertainment of fearful worry and some ideas. The positive purpose of fear is that it wakes us up and makes us more alert. We start perceiving and seeing the world differently, which then forces us to become even more conscious. When we can welcome our fear, greet it head on, we suddenly become vibrantly alive. We become excited about the risk we can take in life, in this life, and we stop hanging out in our head being entertained about some fantasy of reality. When we're in fear, we actually start reaching out to find a more spiritual experience of life. Fear motivates us to be extremely conscious and listen to the all-intelligent energy that is inside of us and surrounds us. Third step to living a fully alive synchronistic life is perhaps the most challenging one of all. This is all about establishing a solid connection and relationship with our inner guidance. When we are listening to our intuition, always trusting that our gut feeling knows the bigger picture and sees the future that's coming, we have to surrender our ego in order to trust it all the time. Being aligned with our intuition is an inner dialogue with our most gentle nature all day long. This relationship automatically manifests an experience of synchronicity everywhere we go. Whatever your labors and aspirations are in the noisy confusion of this life, keep peace in your soul. Visaradatta. When we are attuned with our divine inner guidance, we are the magical flow of the entire universe. There is no separation anymore. We are the same flow, and realize that we never, ever were separate. It is in this recognition that we find our most empowered, magical, manifesting state of being. Then we can truly be free to sit back, enjoy the ride, trust in life in the most intimate ways in this life. The real fun begins with the choice to give up fear, and let the universe know that we have 100% trust in our inner guidance. Life is worth taking the risk to trust in it. When you do, you'll be deeply surprised at the many healing ways you are rewarded. Each time we trust in life, we start seeing, feeling, and attracting more of these sweet and powerful magical moments. The synchronicities become abundant and are just the universe's way of showing us the spiritual, infinite, eternal being we truly are. The more we allow for and this natural timelessness, fearless spiritual existence to come in, the more magical our daily experiences become. With a little practice, this all will organically multiply, and the world will feel like it's continuously in deep eternal love for us for everything that we do. If you understand this, embrace it. But it's practice. It's about the practice. It's about cognitively, consciously embracing it. It's about knowing you, who you are, what you are. You're this infinite source of energy. You're part of the one, the whole. All of us are gods, and we make up the one God. All of us are pure consciousness. All of us are part of the collective consciousness. I think a lot of people believe that the collective consciousness means that everything's awake. No, there are parts of collective consciousness that aren't awake. So when you begin to realize that you, each of us, you can literally plug into other parts of the collective consciousness. When you talk about learning from others in all the synchronistic ways, you don't need to meet someone to learn from them. You plug into the collective consciousness, and it's an unending source of knowledge, information, wisdom. It's an unending source of everything that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And we've been taught to be separate. Bob down the street, separate from me. Wears different clothes, looks different, but he's separate. No. And to finally eliminate that illusion of separation, and synchronicities coming in more and more, And you begin to understand that you are the master and commander of your ego, your mind, your subconscious mind, that you don't participate in them, but you watch them. You learn from them, and they teach you. And a lot of the ways they teach you how not to be. And then you begin to master it. And you step into yourself. You step into yourself. And you stay there. Picture yourself as a commander of a starship. And you're at the helm. And you're in your seat. And you're navigating this ship, which is you, through the universe. And you're interactive with all things because all things are you and you are all things. Picture that. See it. Your heart, mind's motion picture. It takes on a whole different perspective about what you are and who you are. If you begin to realize, when you begin to realize that when you see people, you don't look at them that is separate. You say, that's a part of me. A child screaming in a store, believe it or not, is a part of you. And when we begin as a civilization to start embracing this understanding with clarity and full consciousness, everything shifts. When you stop worrying and you start trusting, everything shifts. And when you understand that your gut feeling or your intuition, without being interrupted by the ego mind, subconscious mind, external realities, is always right. But we talk ourselves out of it a lot of the times. Fear comes in. What if I'm wrong? What if what I'm feeling is wrong? Oh, that'll be a real mess. Well, I'll just blow it off. And we blow it off. Keeping peace in your soul, which is in that body that you're in, is imperative. Learning to keep peace within your soul is imperative. Does it make any, is it really important for us that we throw ourselves in a state of panic about whatever it is we're worrying about? Nothing is so powerful that it can that it would exile you from your inner peace. That you would sacrifice your inner peace for externality, for the external distraction. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure we all are. What is the first thing that we do? Relax our bodies. Why do we relax our bodies? So we stop fighting them. So we stop fighting them. How many times do you fight your body? How many times do you ignore it? How many times you're not friends with it? How many times, when was the last time you gave your body a hug? When was the last time you said, I love you, body? Thank you for carrying me around. I really, really, really appreciate it. Remember, the body is a living existence. Now, you can stand outside your body, watch it. And when each of us when we know these bodies so well, completely right down to the microcosm of its existence, you'll be able to heal it in a blink of the eye. So you relax it, you let go. Let go of the worries, stresses, and fears. because we all have it. One of the biggest detriments to our civilization is stress. And a lot of the times we don't even know we have it. And a lot of the times, 90% of it is when we pay attention to it and we make it even heavier. You ever start worrying about something with your body? Have you ever done that? And at first it's subtle, but then you know things, you have something happen or this happens or that happens, and you get that sinking feeling and worry, and you start foreboding. That is the ego mind dictating to the heart mind. Fear comes in, overtakes you. And then you build on it. You can't get it off your mind, and you keep feeding it. And then it becomes more prominent and more in your face. Very things that we experience with our bodies, 90% of the times, we're the ones that are creating it. So relax the body all the time. And it doesn't mean you're walking around in lethargy where you're bumping and drunk looking and acting. No, you're at a peace. You're at a sustained peace. You just flow. You go with the flow. Okay, so this happens, no big deal. You see what I mean? But a lot of us get upset we'll get upset if we go out in a parking lot and someone has scratched our car, it's just a ding there. Or, someone says something, looks at you, and you get irritated, upset. It's the ego mind. This is all about us navigating ourselves, understanding ourselves. So when you relax your body from head to toe, inside and out, truly relax it. Let it go. Let all of the fears and the anxieties and the stresses. People say, well, that's easier said than done. Really? Well, you're in command. You should know your body. Or if you don't, get to know it. So the body relaxes. Head to toe, just everything dumps off. You're carrying stuff. Why are you dragging things through the woods? It don't serve you the greater good. So as the body relaxes, what do? We move into the now. We got to still the ego mind, the subconscious mind. How do we still those? That noise? You know what I'm talking about, the noise that we all have? It's always there. Tens of thousands of thoughts, most of which aren't ours, flooding us constantly. Past thoughts, future thoughts. So when you move into now, the space between heartbeats, you step out of the ego mind. And the subconscious mind, which is your library. The subconscious mind is when you're born into that little baby body. The subconscious mind is empty. It's got all these shelves and everything, but it's like an empty library. And then as we grow, we dump all of this stuff in the library. Okay? And we never think about it because we just dump it there. But it's there, and it can come back and influence you anytime during this life. So you constantly clean it out, so you put the things in there that you want to be positive, uplifting, and powerful. You step outside the body. You're in the now. You still the mind, the ego mind, the subconscious mind. You're the master and commander. So when we do this, you move into the now. Is staying in the now is the challenge for us. It's part of our learning experience in these bodies. How do we stay in the now with all these thoughts? Well, some of us will go in the past and reminisce. We all do it. Some of us will wander off into a future that doesn't exist and constantly ask ourselves, when is this going to happen? When's that going to happen? I wonder what this is going to be like. I wonder what that's going to be like. When am I going to have enough money? When am I going to have this? When am I going to meet the right person? When am I going to have the best job? When am I going to have this? And the now just sits there in the center. Some of us go in the past too long. We bring the past into a future that doesn't exist. We create that future from that past. We relive that past in that future. Which is why a lot of us will say, why is it seems like I always end up in the same place? I might do it differently, but it always seems to take me right back to that same place. Well, that's why. So now we're in the now, and we're outside the ego mind, which gives us a wonderful opportunity to learn to how to, use the ego mind to our benefit. But then these thoughts come in and they start pulling us away. We all do it. You don't need to really focus on it because it just happens. So when you start floating away from the now, you focus on your breath. And your breath is divine positive energy. It sustains the vessel that houses the kingdom of God. It focuses you, relaxes you, eases you, calms you, strengthens you. So whenever you start wandering off from the now, focus on your breath. And every time you focus on your breath, you're in the now. That's pretty simple, isn't it? All you have to do is practice it. You choose to practice it. Eventually, it'll become autopilot. So as soon as you start floating off, you'll automatically kick back in, focus on your breath, and be in the now. The breath cannot be yesterday, can't be tomorrow. It's always got to be now. It's just in the moment. So you relax your body, and you're focused on the now. You're focused on the breath that keeps you in the now. So you witness from outside of yourself, you see your body seated and relaxed. And as it is relaxed, and you have your divine positive energy, your breath, you see this is kind of a shimmering energy running through 7 wheels of light through the center of your body, from the base of your spine all the way up to the top of your head. And these wheels of light, they kind of shimmer. You can put your hand through them because they're etherical in the body. But they shimmer, and they're all different colors, and they're all different flowers, and they all have different geometrical shapes in the centers of them. And you see this shimmering energy running through them. And this is your God Force Love Light energy, all of ours. And it flows effortlessly. But at times you see it kind of be deflected off of some of these energy vortexes, these chakras, these wheels of light. And you say, oh, what's blocking there? What's going on there? Because remember, you're watching this. So you take your divine positive energy, your breath, and you merge it with the God Force Love Light energy, your chi, your ki, your prana, and you watch as you move it effortlessly through the center of your body. And you start with identifying what these energy vortexes are, these wheels of light. You see this red one, it's the root chakra, it's the base of the spine, it's the Muladhara. And then you understand that deals with my survival. It deals with our survival, and it is blocked by our fear. And if that's being blocked, and we know why, then it's because of our fear. So we walk through our fear, and then it no longer is blocked, and then our survival is high, and it flows. Then we move to the orange wheel of light. This is the sacral chakra, the Vadasthana. The orange wheel of light, it deals with our pleasure. But if it's blocked, it is being blocked by our guilt. So we walk through our guilt, we forgive, we surrender. We eliminate the guilt so that the pleasure can flow effortlessly. Then we move to the golden yellow wheel of light. This is the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura. This deals with our willpower. It's blocked by our shame. So if we ever see it being blocked, we know that it's being blocked by our shame. So we walk through our shame, we surrender, we forgive, and it flows effortlessly. Then we move to the emerald green wheel of light. This is the heart chakra, the Anahata. And this deals with our love, and it's blocked by our grief. We walk through the grief to unblock the heart, the heart chakra. So this energy flows effortlessly. Then we move to the blue wheel of light, the throat chakra, the Vishuddha. This deals with our truth and is blocked by our lies. So we understand that we lie, but then we know to unblock this chi flow and our breath flow is to not lie. Then we move to the indigo wheel of light. This is the third eye chakra. This is the ajna. And this deals with our insight, our intuition, our ability to know things. And it is blocked by the illusions that we believe. Once we eliminate the illusions, our insight flows effortlessly. Then we go to the crown chakra, the violet wheel of light. This is the Sahasrara. And this deals with our cosmic energy, and it is blocked by our ego attachment. Well, we know you're watching the ego. When you step outside the ego by moving into the now, then you can watch and navigate and utilize the ego. So the ego, you don't have ego attachment, so your cosmic energy flows effortlessly. So we brought all these two energies, our divine positive energy, our breath, and our God force love light energy to the top of our heads. And we hold it there, briefly. We are light, we are love, we are God. And in that brief moment, we condense and compress these energies into pure liquid energy, omnipotently powerful. And what are we going to do with it? Well, we see our pineal gland. And none of our pineal glands are fully functioning. And you can view your pineal gland through your heart, mind, motion picture, however you see it. I see it as a rosebud, a ball, green ball. And then when we release this pure liquid energy over our pineals, it's like me when I see the rosebud, it immediately blooms, fully bloomed, fully blossomed rose, massive with multicolored petals, and a wonderful fragrance. And it's shimmering, sending these kind of wave patterns out. And this deep, eternal peace surfaces. And I know that it is from within me. And it focuses my attention on it, of it, and from it. And it settles me into a deep peace, joy, and calmness. And then I discover that it is me, that which is within me. And so I rejoice every single time. There is nothing that can describe it anymore because it's just pure bliss, total peace. You're outside of the ego, the mind, the subconscious mind, all of it. And you're viewing it, and you're orchestrating. And you know that you are in deep trust with yourself and this universe. And you know that you are backed completely. Because all that you see, all that you experience is you. Always will be. That will never change. Because you are divine perfection. The energy vortexes connects us to the spiritual plane, the astral plane, all the realms, all the divinity of existences, all at once. All the synchronicities. Now, because of this and our conscious awareness, and we've stepped outside of these illusions, we are consciously aware that we are of and from the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, always, eternally. and that our bodies that we all are in, and our heart mind, ego mind, subconscious mind, and our higher self, our soul, our spirit, our God, our pure consciousness, are all one. There's never a separation. And we know that we are heaven on this earth. None of us should ever really, we come to the clarity and understanding, this isn't ego, this is just a natural knowing that we are heaven on this earth. And every step we take, we begin to realize, is creating paradise. And we're beginning to shine our light outward everywhere, flooding all of our brothers and sisters, all the other parts of collective consciousness, whether they're awake or asleep. Deeply saturating everything and everything, nothing and nothing. So you have a planet, and the population are all gods, billions, and they all are consciously aware of who and what they are. They're heaven on earth, creating paradise every step, flooding their light of the God force energy and the love everywhere. So the planet will glow. A God force love light planet with a bunch of gods making up the one God, and the planet glows because they shine their love, their light, their energy everywhere, because it's all one. Now we have other facets, other aspects of ourselves. We have the archangels, the cherubim, seraphim, the archetypes. We have the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Jesus Christ, El Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. Many, many, many more. Now, the archangels are a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do. So we don't see them like we see each other, but we meet with them during the course of this lifetime more than once. Sometimes we identify, we understand. Other times we don't. But we do meet, every one of us do. And it's always a message, but it's maybe be delivered in different ways. But it always makes you think and feel from your heart mind how wonderful it is to be alive in these bodies every split second of the time you're in it. They can also surround any one of us into the tens of thousands because of their vibrational frequency. They can house a large number in a small area. And we learn from them. And they motivate the bliss within us to surface. And they learn from us, the ascended masters. These are those who have mastered ascension into physical form, out of physical form, hold pure consciousness God form. That's why some of them can enter a body whenever they choose, interact, take care of some things, leave the body. We are those who have ascended into physical form, are mastering physical form, and we're creating our experiences so that we can perfect our creation, and along the way we become fully aware of who and what we are while in these bodies, so that when we do decide to leave the body, we don't follow the light, because we know we are the light. And we also know that we're never alone, and never have been, never will be, ever, beyond, and forever alone. Both the angels and the ascended masters are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. They also know that we're all one and we're all learning from each other every split second. So we call upon all of those who are awake of the collective consciousness, of the one, of the God, that are parts of us, reflections, facets of us. So all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. Only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, in the forming of the circle of light and the complete liberation and ascension of the civilizations of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, into the higher frequencies of deep eternal love and gratitude. Now, they come in the trillions, and they are consciously with us now. We call upon all of the inhabitants of inner Earth, hollow Earth, Agartha, beneath Earth. All these civilizations and species living beneath, some above, but only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this now, in this meditation. And they come in the billions, and they're with us now consciously. We call upon all the off-worlders, all the galactics, all the celestials, from everywhere, from every existence, part of the collective consciousness. We're all one. We call upon the different parts of us. But only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal, always, gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation of forming the circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet. Now, we're only familiar with a smidgen of them. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every day. Trillions travel throughout the universes every day. And the ones that we're somewhat familiar with, the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Feline, the Zeta Reticuli, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, the Avian, many, many, many more. And they're all part of us as we are them. All consciously aware. Those who are asleep are asleep. They can't be. All the lower dark matter, survivor matter frequencies cannot sustain their frequency with our high frequency because they would vanish. They've been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and slavery. And in uncountable numbers, they are with us now consciously. We call upon all of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us. And this now, in this meditation, forming this circle of light and full liberation of this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now. And they come in the billions, and they are consciously with us now. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now, in this meditation, form this circle of light and full liberation of this planet. We're only familiar with a smidgen of them. They're in the trillions. And again, only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, always can be with us in this now, in this meditation, liberation of this planet. And they come in trillions in numbers and shapes, color, sizes, forms, configurations in which we've never seen before. Ones that we're somewhat familiar with are the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Many, many, many more. And in the trillions, they are with us now consciously. We're all arm in arm, hand in hand. All of our gods one. All gathered. All consciously aware. We're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. And we're all God. And we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We all immediately form a circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This circle of light is our essence. It comes from our very core. It is our God force, love, light, energy. Pure, deep, eternal love and gratitude. It floods all of our brothers and sisters, all life, the highest supreme value in the universes, on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, and this meditation, and liberation of this planet. Always, eternally. And we begin to levitate above this planet. And this circle of light is so bright that it grays out the darkness of sacred space. It would take 1,000 billion suns in this solar system even come close to its radiance. We're immediately met with an ocean of glitter. This ocean of glitter is everywhere. It's all around us. And we look closely and we see trillions of vibrant colored lights flashing, reflecting everywhere. And they're little mirrors. Cosmic energy mirrors, reflecting all of us gathered in this meditation. Head, toe, inside and out. All learning and teaching each other, whether consciously or unconsciously. Moving always as one. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that reminds us all of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that reminds each and every single one of us that we are imbued from head to toe, inside and out, eternally, always, with a God force, love, light, energy that cannot be penetrated. cannot be harmed, cannot be influenced, cannot be destroyed, ever. No demons, no attachments, no vibrantly vile lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. Nothing can harm us, period. But only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, through hatred, through anger, through hurriedness, through envy, greed, through deceit, fear, you will lower your dark matter frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously. You'll create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. And if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with the purple transmuting flame. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance. We can send them the pure consciousness where they are, poof, gone, permanently. We are then met with the violet ray. This is a column of light that reminds us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love and gratitude. We're then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that reminds each and every one of us that we are the sunsets, we are the sunrises, we are the sun, the sunlight, we are the rain and the rainbows, we are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes and the streams, we are the soils, we are the trees and the forest, we're all the animals, we're the snowfall. So the next time you're in awe of just absolute beauty, of absolute beautiful vistas, serenity, the awe that you really are in is the awe of you, of your beauty, of the God that you are, of the divine perfection that is housed within that body that you're in. We continue to levitate above this planet. Some of us step outside our physical form if we're carrying physical form and float effortlessly above them. We come across this massive crystalline-like tower. We created this tower. It's larger than this solar system. In the center of it is an oblong sphere. In the center of that sphere is this golden white shimmering light sending out waves endlessly, saturating us all, head to toe, inside and out. And this is deep eternal love. And then all the rings around it, the multicolored rings around it, doing the same thing of gratitude, of gentleness and kindness, of generosity and humbleness, of bliss and joy and peace, of well-being, prosperity, abundance, happiness. All reflections of who and what we all are. At the top, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, as it does eternally always, flooding us all, inside and out, head to toe, with deep eternal love. All of us are drops of this ocean. We all contain the essence of this ocean. The ocean is the drops, and the drops are the ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We then see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We all created this sphere nearly 3 years ago. It holds all of our meditations and perfect vibrational frequency of deep eternal love and gratitude? Over 1,200 of them. Flooding all of us, non-stop, perpetually, head to toe, inside and out. All of the on-worlders and off-worlders, every split second. That is massive. It's absolutely spectacular. How could you not feel the God within you, the joy within you? You cannot not. And this is all the beginning of the paradise of this planet. And its transition, and its liberation. That's why this meditative sphere can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond and forever. And this is why it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. See all of this through your heart, mind's motion picture. Feel it. Embrace it. It is you. Keep peace in your soul, no matter what happens outside of you. Always remember deep in your heart that all is well and everything is unfolding as it should. I'll join you in the meditation and return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose, and then an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easy and slowly. Whatever your labors and aspirations are in the noisy confusion of this life, keep peace in your soul. And always remember deep in your heart that all is well and everything is unfolding as it should. There are no mistakes anywhere at any time. That's your ego mind. What appears to be wrong is simply your own false imagination. Perfection knows nothing about wrong and right, good and bad, happy and sad. It only knows only itself as perfection, and each and every one of us are just that, perfection. Take that with you for the rest of the day into the evening and night and the following morning, and we will be back here February 10th, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern to continue our Global Guided Meditation call. Wednesday, and our Time for Change call at 9 p.m. tomorrow night on this line.